The World Ahead 2026 from the editor. This is Donald Trump's world. We're, we're all just living in it. The disruptor in chief was the biggest factor shaping global affairs in 2025, and that will be the case for as long as he remains in the White House. His norm-shattering approach has caused turmoil in some areas, as in trade, but also delivered diplomatic results, as in Gaza, and forced necessarily change, as with European defense spending. As the Trump NATO spins on in 2026, here are 10 trends and themes to watch in the coming year. America's 250th. Expect to hear widely diverging accounts of America's past, present, and future, as Republicans and Democrats describe the same country in irreconcilable different terms to make the 250th anniversary of its founding. Voters will then give their verdict on America's future in the midterm elections in November. But even if the Democrats take the House, Mr. Trump's rule by bullying, tariffs, and executive orders will go on. Geopolitical drifts. Foreign policy analysts are divided. Is the world in a new Cold War between blocs led by America and China, or will a Trumpian deal divide the planet into America, Russian, and Chinese spheres of influence in which each can do as they please? Don't count on either. Mr. Trump prefers a transactional approach based on instinct, not grand geopolitical paradigms. The all-global rules-based order will drift and decay further, but coalitions of the willing will strike new deals in areas such as defense, trade, and climate. War or peace? Yes. Get luck. The fragile peace in Gaza will hold, but conflicts will grind on in Ukraine, Sudan, and Myanmar. Russia and China will test America's commitment to its allies with gray zone provocations in northern Europe and South China Sea. As the line between war and peace becomes ever more blurred, tensions will rise in the Arctic, in orbit, on the seafloor, and in cyberspace. Problems for Europe. All this poses a particular test for Europe. It must increase defense spending, all this poses a particular test for Europe. It must increase defense spending, keep America on side, boost economic growth, and deal with huge deficits, even though austerity risks stoking support for hand-right parties. It also wants to remain a leading advocate for free trade and greenery. It cannot do all of these at once. A splurge on defense spending may lift growth, but only slightly. China's opportunity. China has its own problems, with deflections, slowing growth, and an industrial glut. But Mr. Trump's America First policy opens up the new opportunities for China to boost its global influence. It will present itself as a more reliable partner, particularly in the global south, where it is striking a string of trade agreements. It is happy to do tactical deals with Mr. Trump on soybeans or chips. The trick will be to keep relations with American transactions not confrontational. Economic worries. So far, America's economy is proving more resilient than many expect to Mr. Trump's tariffs, but they will dampen global growth, and with rich countries living beyond their means, the risk of a bond market crisis is growing. Much will depend on the replacement of Jerome Powell as chair of the Federal Reserve in May. Politicizing the Fed could trigger a market shutdown. Concerns over AI. Rampant spending on infrastructure for artificial intelligence may also be concealing economic weakness in America. Will the bubbles burst? As with railways, electricity, and the internet, a crash would not mean that the technology does not have real value, but it could have wide economic impact. Either way, concern about AI's impact on jobs, particularly those of graduates, will deepen. A mixed climate picture. Limiting warming to 1.5 Celsius is off the table, and Mr. Trump hates renewables, but global emissions have probably peaked. Clean tech is booming across the global south, and firms will meet or exceed their climate targets. But we'll keep quiet about it to avoid Mr. Trump's ire? Geothermal energy is worth watching. Sporting values. Sport can always be a relief pond to provide a break from politics, right? Well, maybe not in 2026. The Football World Cup is being jointly hosted by America, Canada, and Mexico, whose relations are strained. Fans may stay away, but the enhanced games in Las Vegas may be even more controversial. Athletes can use performance-enhancing drugs. Is it cheating or just different? Ozempic, but better. Beta cheaper GLP-1 weight loss drugs are coming, and in pill form too. That will expand access. But is taking them cheating? GLP-1s extend the debate about the ethics of performance-enhancing drugs to a far wider group than athletes or bodybuilders. Few people compete in the Olympics, but anyone can take part in the Olympics games. Wherever you stand on performance-enhancing drugs, I hope you will find the World Ahead 2026 to be a valuable and effective supplement to your media diet, boosting clarity and foresight. Tom Standage, editor, The World Ahead 2026.